Hi, I'm Kelly Bartolomeo with Craft Room Creations. Welcome to my craft room. I'm so excited today to show you my latest find off of HSN. I bought this during the crafting day in June. This set is called Staycation, and she actually had two different sets available, but this is the one that I'm going to feature on this video. The reason I fell in love with these stamp sets is because of this camper right here. I just think it is absolutely adorable. But the cool thing about the Crafter Companion set is that these came together. You got all the stamps and the dies. It's $25. It's a great deal. I have gone through and I have done all the stamping. I haven't colored anything, obviously, but I just wanted you guys to be able to see all of the little pieces that this set comes with stamped, because sometimes that's easier than just looking at this set. I'm so excited to make this card with you today. You will need to go ahead and cut out your Bitmojis. I have a video for how to do that on my channel as well, and I will link that video in the comments. Let's get started. Okay, so I like to start with the darker shades. So I'm going to start with the darkest and then blend in. When I first got into coloring with markers, I tried the Spectra Noir first, and I fell in love with the Copic. I just like the way they colored a lot better. But I think since that point in time, which was a long time ago, Spectra Noir really has upped their game. I love these triple colors because I don't have to buy 3 different pens to get 3 different colors to blend. They come this way, and so I am loving them, but I only have a few of them. I have a lot of Copic, so I hate to, replace all the pens. They are quite the investment. Now I'm going to move to the lightest one and add some shadow. I think I'm going to use the lightest shade to go around all of the frames of the windows. And then I'm going to alternate. I'm going to use the lightest and the darkest because I like the contrast of those two colors together. I think that'll look really pretty. I love this little banner. I can't wait to color it. It's going to be so fun. Doing the little wheels, this middle color. For the wheels, I'm going to use Copic N4 and N6. I'm going to start with the darker. I'm going to put a dark circle just in that. And then, oh, I started with the lighter. Whoops. Well, it'll be fine. This won't be as blended as I wanted. So I'm going to do the door in gray. I'm going to start with C4. Just going to blend these. I don't have the in-between color. I thought that I did, but I don't see it anywhere, so. I try to keep everything organized and all my colors together. I do a good job, but I've been doing a lot of coloring, and so they are kind of spread out all over my table. Hopefully some of you guys can relate to that as you get busy. Now for the windows themselves, I like to use just a really light blue. This B0000 works really good because the glass wouldn't be pure white, so I like using a little bit of color. Maybe go back, make a couple little lines just to show the reflection. With BG10. For the drapes, I'm going to use pink, the R22 and the R20, which are two of my very favorite colors. I think they're so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to use the coral shades for the banner. Could have used these for the windows too, the window drapes. As you can see, these are very close to the same. But those are just a little bit lighter. I am kind of loving them together though. This is going to be really dark. I think I'm going to use the R20. I want that light shade. Oh no. Oh, well, hopefully that's not super noticeable. Okay, so we're done with the camper, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm really loving these colors, and I'm going to use the coral shades for the chairs. Again, we're not going to use the table for this, so I don't even need to color it in, but I am going to color these chairs. I love how these blend so nicely, but they're not so wet that you're worried that the ink is going to spill out. I don't know if my Copics are just the tips are getting old, but I'm having a lot more trouble with ink kind of coming through when I really don't want it to. So I've not been having that trouble with the Spectre Noir, which is really great. And they're just blending beautifully. Okay, so on the fire, I'm going to use R15, R18, and Y15 from Copic. With fire, you can kind of do it where the dark part is in the center, or you can do the dark part on the tips. It's really wherever you feel like it needs to be and what you like the way it looks. I've seen it done very well both ways. For the logs, I'm going to use E27 and E25. Start with the darker. I'm gonna go back in and just lighten this up just a little. Okay, for the picnic table, I'm gonna use E35 and E34. So again, I'm gonna start with that dark. I seriously love the picnic table. I think it is adorable. For the little tablecloth, I'm going to use the lavender blend from Spectre Noir. So we can try that out. I really want it light. So I'm going to color the majority of this in this light. And then I'm going to do the hearts in the darker colors. Okay, so I'm going to see if this medium shows up. Oh, beautiful. I'm just putting dots inside that heart and it's just filling it in. It's great. Do every other one this color and then we'll do the darker. I wonder, we should bring in that pink and kind of tie that in, that light pink. I think we'll use this light pink. Just to add a little bit of another color in there. That's kind of fun. Okay, so we're done with that. And we have our fire, we have our little Bitmojis already cut out here. So see if we have some more check marks. But I just colored in the little marshmallow. It's time now to make the background of our card. And I have a couple of platforms that I can use for stamping. And I haven't found the one that I'm really super thrilled with when it comes to Crafter's Companion. So I'm hoping the Works tool is going to be like the one that works the best. Because I definitely have not had luck with making my Crafter's Companion stamps come out really crisp, because the Crafter's Companion stamps are a little bit thinner than the ones I'm used to using, and so I think that's part of the problem. So I'm hoping that the depth of this one is going to work great. Oh, and I forgot one thing. I do not want that to come and get on that. Hold on. I'm going over the edge a little bit with this one because of where the camper is going to sit, but I don't want to get that ink on my tool. Can y'all still see this? Nope. So I'm just going to re-ink this because I've left it off so long. I did buy a new ink pad. I tried to get the refill, but I couldn't find it to buy the refill, so I just bought another ink pad, and I have noticed that that is stamping a lot nicer. So I think maybe the Spectre Noir ink pad that I bought was dried out when I got it, which happens from time to time. I'm just gonna press that, see? Oh yes, I love it. It'll be a little crisper. I think I'm gonna do it just one more time. But that is way better. I was having to stamp it like 7 times, but mainly just because it wasn't reaching very well. So this mechanism helps it reach I can feel it hitting that paper a lot more solid. I think this is more like what they use at Crafter's Companion too. Their platforms, which I think are beautiful, by the way, if you have them. I am a little jealous because I think they're so pretty. I love that purple color. Okay, so now that I have my little background scene stamped on, I'm going to make a mask for my scene by just using 2 big pieces of Post-it note. So these are the Post-it note where it's sticky all the way across, and I'm just going to put them together. And I'm going to stamp that background image on to the Post-it note so that I can make a mask, because I want the grass to be green and I want the sky to be like dark purple and blues to show a night sky, but I want my bushes and all of that stuff to be really crisp, and this will help that. I don't really have to do the whole mask because most of this is going to be covered, and so it's not really going to matter. But I am going to need 2 of these unless I want to cut like a whole bunch. So I don't need the entire piece this time around. My last card that I made, I needed the entire piece. But this card, I really just need this section because I'm not going to worry a whole lot about the back part because there is going to be something there. I'm going to leave those there just for a second, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pull out that green that we used for the grass earlier. It is G85 and G82 with your Copic markers, and I keep doing that today. I'm normally really good at looking. And I'm going to color in these. Again, we are going to do a night sky, so I want to be a little darker, but I still want some shading to show some depth. And I'm not 100% sure if this one is even going to show or not, but I'm going to go ahead and color it just in case it peeks out. But these 2 are definitely going to be covered, so I am probably not even going to worry about those. I will test it out and see. I'm going to go ahead and put the camper over top and just see before I don't color it. Because you know how that goes. As soon as I leave that white, a piece of it will show, and annoying. So we will make sure. I absolutely love these 2 green shades. So let's see. No, see, our camper is definitely going to cover those up, so we don't have to worry about those at all. And we are going to do 27. I'm not even going to blend these because they're so tiny. Just make our tree trunks. Move that out of the way. And now we need our mask, because we are going to do, again, the bottom part is going to be green for grass and the top part is going to be a blue sky. So when I'm doing this, you can see that this part is not even on there, so I don't really have to worry about that at all. So I'm just going to cut around here. If you've never done a mask before, you are going to be obsessed. I do them all the time, and the really great thing about doing this is you only have to do one, and then I attach it to the back of my stamp set so that I can use it again and again, over and over again. Let's see, does that one? Yep, see, that one just shows the very end, so I may have messed up a little because I kind of cut him off. But let's see, we can put him back on there.
I
probably should have paid a little bit more attention to where this was going. But like I said, I really didn't think this was going to even show at all, so I'm going to have a little bit of overlap. When you're stamping, you can kind of pay attention to where your bushes are and make sure they're not overlapping on those lines, so that it just causes you to have a little extra work. It's not a really big deal. Most of the time when I do a mask, one Post-it note is all I need, and so it's very rare that you would run into needing more space than that. But this time we did, and I don't want those to get in there. Move that out of the way. And then I just kind of decide how I want this ending to be, because I want it to, you know, match up, because on the other side it is going to show. So I'm just going to do that because it's a natural line. And cut that. Now, when I go to put my blue or my green grass, all of this is going to be covered up. And so when I put the green grass, it's not going to go into the sky, and it's going to give me a nice crisp line. If I want to blend them in, I can later, but most of the time I don't blend them in, because I don't mind a crisp line with these kind of stamps that are kind of maybe cartoonish, I guess is the best way to describe them. So I'm just going to bring the green in, and this green that I'm using is Distressed Ink, and it's Mowed Lawn. That's kind of perfect. And again, normally I would mask this piece here, but of course I don't need to worry about that, because again, it is not even going to show. Most of my background isn't going to show because I have stamps filling most of it, but I still want that fun look. Lawn Fawn sells different kinds of brushes that actually blend a little bit better. I haven't gotten them yet. But I'm definitely thinking about it, because this circle motion, maybe I'm going too fast, maybe I'm impatient, I don't know. But the new brushes don't seem to do that, and they kind of look like makeup brushes, which is, you know, always fun. But again, on this, I'm not terribly worried because not a lot of it's going to show. I just want the look of grass, look of the dark sky. And I'm going over this quite a bit because I do want it to look like nighttime. So I probably could have used a darker green for this, but this is the only distressed green that I have, and I like the way the distressed inks look. I think that's good. I'm going to take the mask off. And again, I'm going to save this, and I'll just attach it right to the back of the stamp. So if I ever want to do this again, I don't have to cut this mask. It's already cut for me. It'll only work a few times. So if you're mass producing something, I would do it that day because the sticky does kind of go away. I'll move that where I can do it later. But you can see that crisp line, and it's not a solid green like if you were to color it, and it takes a lot less time than shading with a marker, which I really like that. So now we have our other mask, and this time, of course, we're going to do the sky. So we're going to take this and cut out in the other direction. I started cutting the wrong direction, but it doesn't matter. I'm glad I didn't cut it all the way off. Thinking I'm doing the ground again. I'm definitely doing the sky. Don't know what I was thinking. And you'll notice this little piece, this is so small. I'm just gonna go back with a marker and probably color that in. One thing that you really wanna make sure of is that when you lay this down, that there is no white in between this and this black, or you're gonna have a white line. And I can tell, even though it's just a little bit, if it lines up like this, there's going to be a little slight white line, and so I really don't want that. So I'm gonna make sure that I do not have that. Okay, now we are ready for the blue sky. And so we want it to be a dark blue sky. So we are going to start with this purple, which I love for the sky. This is probably one of my very favorites. Here are the colors. Dusty Concord is that purple. Then I'm going to use pecan feathers and evergreen. I like the evergreen with these because I feel like it just ties them together, makes it a little more subtle. And really you just play with these until you like the way it looks. And sometimes I'll spend a long time on it, sometimes I'll just do it really quickly. It just depends on how much time I have and what I'm looking for the project. This project is going to be my husband's Father's Day card, so I want it to be super cute. And bring some more of that depth of that purple in. Okay, and let's check out the results. And we can see some of the white, and we're just gonna pull some of that blue and tap it. I don't want to go on the trees, but you'll see that just tapping it ever so lightly around it does the trick. I didn't have to do a lot, and I can cover in those little white spots that are there. I'm gonna do the same thing with the green. This I'm not worrying about because that is not going to show. This probably isn't going to show either, but just to kind of get it in there. So now I have my night sky. And now I'm just going to build my scene. I love this camper. Love, love, love the camper. It's so cute. So I think that's where I want it. Let's kind of put these out here. See if that is exactly where we want that. We can go up a little bit. Got our little fire going. My husband's there. Look at this s'more. It's so cute. A little marshmallow to make s'mores. And put that right there. We got our coffee table. Our picnic table. I'm just gonna check this out and see what we think. Okay, once you have the pieces where you want them, just like any other card that you make, you're just gonna put the pieces into place. Decide what parts are gonna be dimensional and what parts are going to be flat. And on this card, I am going to have my camper flat because I want it to appear in the background. So it is going to go right here. A little hard to do when I'm trying to keep my head out of the frame. Okay. And then the chair is also going to be flat. I'm not going to use dimensionals on the chair. I'm going to go ahead and put the fireplace. I am going to use dimensionals on the fireplace. Or on the campfire. I love this campfire. It's legit the only reason I bought the other set, which is a horrible reason to buy a set, but I'm sure that some of you guys can relate when you see something and you're just like, that is so cute. Of course, I'll use all the pieces, but I fell in love with that little campfire. I think it's adorable. If we were tent campers, I think that I would like it a little bit more, but I think it's so cute. That whole set is so cute. Happy Camper is the name of that set. Okay, now I am going to put dimensionals on our little Bitmojis. I am so glad that the little Bitmojis worked, because when I first thought about it, I was like, probably not going to be able to make that work. And I was so excited that it was super easy to do and it worked like a charm. Even if you do not have a Cricut, you can print off your Bitmoji and just cut it, you know, fussy cut it if you really like this and you don't have the Cricut that you can upload it into the Cricut. I am obsessed with my Bitmoji, I think, because I'm a teacher and I use my Bitmoji constantly in the classroom. I teach second grade and my second graders just love my Bitmoji, and it is funny because they literally will write on everything, but they will not color on my Bitmoji. So it is a win-win when I'm putting things in stations, because I know that it will look nice next year because no one is going to color on it, which is wonderful. Okay, I love that you can see the heart. I don't know that I've set this where you're going to be able to see the heart, but that's all right. I have to cut one of these teeny tiny dimensionals, I think. So I have Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, and I really love their dimensionals. I think I'm gonna have to cut it into fourths. This is a miniature one. It tells you how small the pieces are. Stampin' Up's pieces, or Crafter's Companion pieces, are generally pretty big, but this set is really small, and I don't know if that makes everybody happy, but I love that it's small because I'm used to making smaller cards, and I've kind of had to get used to making 5x7s, and that's really different for me. So this one, I could make my 5.5 by 4 1/4 card, and I kind of like that. Voila. I think a dot of glue where I'm holding it. Isn't that so cute? Oh my gosh, I can't even with this set. Probably should have used glue for it. Might have been a little bit easier, but too late. All right, yay, so fun. And I put the pinks, or the corals and the purple together, and I was kind of worried it wouldn't look right, but I kind of like it. Now, because I want it to look like it's under him, I really didn't like that. Oh my goodness. I really didn't like this. I hated cutting the legs off, but I wasn't crazy about that with the picnic basket. But I really like it as if it looks like it's a table sitting next to Rick, which, you know, is kind of fun. So fun. This little basket is the best. I just love it. My husband's Italian. This is so cute. I wonder if I should have made that table three-dimensional. What do you guys think? I think that I'm going to. I didn't use the Crafter's companion tape because, oh, there is no getting that stuff off. Like if it goes down, it is down. It is staying there. So I'm glad that I used these so that since I changed my mind about placement, I could, because otherwise you would be stuck. I mean, this tore it a little bit, but it's not as bad as it could have been. Is that where I want that? All right, so there is that. I'm going to put the sentiment here. I've picked out my background. I love this for the camping scene. It's wood grain. This is by Lawn Fawn. I think it's discontinued, which makes me so sad because I absolutely love this. It comes in lots of different colors, but I think it's perfect for this. And so I'm going to go ahead and attach this. Again, until I get where I feel like I can get placement perfect, I'm going to kind of avoid this. But these, the Crafter's Companion tape, for my mini boxed albums, I absolutely love. But for a card that I may have to move around a little bit, I'm gonna have to get a little better at putting placement down. Especially when I film, because I can't be over it the way I would like to. I do have a tool that would help, but sometimes it's not perfect. So, let's see if we can get this lined up beautifully. Yes, I'm happy with that. Okay, so I made this Let's Get Lost Together. I really don't want it to take up this much space though. I wish it was smaller. I'm trying to think of exactly how I want to play it. I think if I put it here and just cut off that part at the top, I still want these trees to show that it's still going to look really cute. Put some finishing touches. These both have Winka Stella. Don't know if you can see that. I also added in this cute little, I think it's supposed to be a bee, but I kind of made it a firefly because at night camping, so much fun. But I'm gonna put some Winka Stella on him. So he's really shimmery. Add some Winka Stella, maybe even to the fire flames, just so you can hear my little puppy barking. Someone just got home. So cute. I kind of wish I would have done that yellow so it would have looked like the lights are on, but that's okay. Next time. Now I'm just going to put the cover. I'm going to cut this off. I guess I could leave it, but it wouldn't fit in the envelope then. So I'll make a decision later. about that. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like this, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and happy crafting!